I forgot to take the floating trees down. This is embarrassing. I'll do that in just a second. Anyways. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we'll be going over some newer or recently updated coats on the Starworm Equestrian mod, and I will be explaining some of the SWEM wiki with how you can use it to look at plenty of information. I keep on saying wiki instead of wiki, like on the wiki, on the Wikipedia. Oh my gosh, stop it, Peachy. If you guys like these types of videos, make sure to show your support by liking and subscribing. I stream 3 times a week and I post videos as well, so I hope you enjoy my channel. If you play Minecraft often, you probably already know what horses look like. Vanilla or base game Minecraft horses look interesting. I'm not going to say much more than that because there are some players who really do like how they look and function, and that's completely up to them. It is a little difficult to compare SWEM horses to base game horses due to a mod being involved, but with coat color and functionality, there is a big difference. We are hoping to have 100 plus coat colors by the release of this mod. Between color variation, patterns, and the beautiful texture combinations, there are plenty of choices when it comes to Minecraft horse coats with SWEM. Not to mention the work that goes into these different coats. It's an amazing process to witness when it comes to life into the game, and I'm excited to share some of it with you all. A quick reminder that some of these coats are a current work in progress, and to make sure that you guys see the coats in all their glory, I'm going to be showing you guys the coats without shaders because I want to make sure that the lighting is perfect and it doesn't look any different on your screen versus my screen. Since the official SWEM channel will be doing a full coat showcase when the coats are ready, I will just be doing a small amount of the newer or freshly updated coats. I tried to make an order and make this video look somewhat organized, but this is one of my first times doing a video like this, so wish me luck. Make sure to check the pinned comment for everything about this mod, some general FAQ, and also how to find more questions and answers. So the first 4 horses in line are the 4 champagne coats that SWEM approved very late into beta development, and the first one in that set is Citrine. She is a gold champagne, and she has light blue eyes and a pink muzzle. Look at her muzzle. When it comes to horse coats and different markings, I think pink muzzles and like darker muzzles are some of my favorites. And next in line is Ren. Out of all 4 of these, I like Ren the most because I like bay so much and she's kind of closer to a bay consistency but still champagne. She's known as a sable champagne and she has a light brown muzzle and dark brown points on her legs. The color of her legs go a little bit darker than her color, and so does her muzzle. Her muzzle goes a little bit lighter. She has a lot of different colors to look at on her coat. Next one is Carousel. Carousel is the classic champagne and she has brown points as well, but she has it in a few more places. She has brown points on her legs and also a brown point that stretches from shoulder across her back to the other shoulder, so from shoulder to shoulder. She also has a darker muzzle as well. Next is Antique, and she is known as an amber champagne, and Antique has a lot of saturation compared to the other horses. She has brown points on her legs, which is a little bit darker than her coat color, and she has a red brown mane and tail. The mane and tail definitely go with her coat. They make the coat color pop a little bit more, and she is so adorable. The little scratchy scratch. Next is Primrose, and Primrose is listed as a faded chestnut skewbald. It's a little bit easier to see with different lighting, and obviously with shaders it pops out a little bit more. She goes from like a chestnut and it fades down to her legs up to her white stockings and one of her white socks on her left front. And the fade wraps around her entire body, and then she also has a pink snip. Little pink nose is so cute. Next we have Aphrodite, who is a sooty buckskin Tobiano. She has a white bald face along with her pale hooves, and she has a pink muzzle as well. And her markings are mixed with a lot of white on her coat. There's variations of brown and darker points on her body, and she also has a brown streaked mane. Titus is listed as a sooty buckskin skewbald, and you can see that he has some black points. He has some the front of both of his legs and on one of his back legs. Next in line is Dahlia, and the reason I was so excited about Dahlia when I first saw her in game after the update happened was Dahlia looks almost exactly like one of my old lesson horses. Of course, it's not completely accurate, but I was still so excited, and a few people told me that Dahlia looked like some of their horses, so I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. What a coincidence. Dahlia is listed as a Palomino Tobiano. She has dapples on her coat along with the Tobiano markings, along with a little pink snip on her nose, and you can see a lot of the dapples on this side as well. Next is Domino, and I wanted to add him to the Skewbalds and the Tobiano. This coat is listed as black snowcap, but I felt like it kind of fit with the Tobianos and the Skewbalds, so I put it in this section. You can see the very detailed snowcap Appaloosa markings, and on the face we have the white blaze and the pink snip. The face also has some white/grain, and we also have the striped hooves as well. With all of these coats, I love the tiny little details. Like for example, on the Domino coat, you can see there's a little bit of white on the base of the tail. It's just like the little things that excite me about the coats. The next horse for the Skewbald/Tobianos is Romeo, and Romeo's coat is listed as a Grain Bay Skewbald. So catchy to say, like Grain Bay Skewbald. Grain Bay Skewbald. Imagine I'm saying it wrong the entire time. And on Romeo's wiki page, it says something really interesting, which I wanted to add to the video. It said some of the bay has begun graying out as an effect of the gray gene as a horse ages. See the details of the gray. And the bay also stretches down the front legs. And this coat has a pink snip along with a white blaze, and the snip goes down under the lip. Next in line is Poppy. I tried to keep all of the bays together, but like I said before, I won't be showing all of the coats, including all of the new ones on this video, because the official SWEM YouTube will be showing a coat showcase soon. So I want to wait and have a little bit of like an element of surprise there as well. Poppy is listed as a bright bay, and she has a pink snip on her nose, and she has black points, but the black points on her legs, they kind of stretch more on the front of her legs. And this coat is Helios, another bay. This is the Copper Bay, and Helios also has black points on the legs. There's a little bit of a mixture going on because we have a mixture of the pale hooves and the black hooves, and Helios has a white short blaze. Next in line is Paris. This coat has a few different markings on it, but the most prominent on this coat is probably the blood marks marking. Commonly seen on the shoulders and torsos a lot of different horses. It can be in multiple places on a horse. It's also known as more of an uncommon marking on horses, but it's really cool to see on this horse because it stretches on the shoulders all the way to the back, the other side of the horse. And this coat also has a mixture of dark and pale hooves as well. I think this is the one that I was most excited to show, because I have been getting so many comments, honestly, since I started posting swim videos, if there would be a pure white horse. This coat is Avalanche, and on the wiki it is described as pure white. Pink muzzle, pink around the eyes, the prettiest blue eyes, and you can also see some pink detailing around the underarms and the belly and the underside. Those who are wondering about a pure white horse, here you go. I like how I just put a pure white horse in between my list of bays, but I think I got a little too excited about the coat, so I put it in between. I don't remember my reasoning, but there you go. Next is Vulcan, and this coat is listed as a city bay. This horse's face markings are a little bit more disconnected, but it still has a pink snip, and these black points reach all the way up on the front end, up past the chest, and on the back end it reaches up to connect a little bit with the back marking. So this one is a pretty detailed bay coat. All of the horses have fitting names for their coat. I feel like Hibiscus fits perfectly with the coat. This coat is listed as a Palomino Roan, and the roan is widespread around the body. You can see that there are more saturated parts like most roans near the legs. The front left is a pale hoof and the rest are dark. One of them, the back right, being a mixture of pale and dark hoof. And then she just got a little bit of pink on her nose. So cute. This coat is Monty. This is a bay roan. It has a white star and it has some black points on its legs, a little bit lighter markings on the muzzle. I saw someone commenting just yesterday if we would have a chestnut roan, and Delta is a chestnut roan. You can see that this coat has a darker chestnut face. I like how the leg patterns switch it up, so it goes from lighter to lighter again, and then you have the darker hooves. It makes the coat just look complete in a way. And then this coat also has a pale mane and tail. Now it's time for the done horses, and I have 4 set up, but before we get to those coats, I'm going to show you Hurricane. This coat has a lot of the primitive markings like the stripes on the tail, on the back, the fade into the tail, and also the striped mane. So the first dun in this line of 4 is Symphony. This coat color is listed as a bay dun, and like all of the duns, it has a dorsal stripe, but it also has black points and leg barring, and this coat has a white star and a pink snip. This coat is Sonata. This is the amber champagne dun, and Sonata has a white irregular blaze and a snip, and also a brown muzzle. She has brown points and the leg barring above the brown points on her legs, and then above with the dorsal stripe she has some more saturated part of the back. You can see that with all of the duns, the 2 we haven't gotten to and the 2 that we've already done. All of their markings are similar, but they're not the same, and that makes it a little bit more unique. It's great. The next coat is Freya, and Freya is listed as a brown dun. Now on the Wikipedia it states that while the V1 model cannot represent the characteristics of one, the Freya coat is based on / textured as a fjord horse with a light dun coat, primitive markings, and frosted guard hairs on the mane / tail. It is the only coat in the V1 release specifically intended to represent a specific and identifiable breed. I kid you not, I saw Freya's coat and I hadn't seen the wiki yet. I didn't know really what it was based on, and I went, wow, that looks like a fjord. And then I read the Wikipedia. So if you want to learn from me, read the Wikipedia. Trust me, it teaches you a lot about some of the coats and you can learn a little bit about them. And the last dun in the lineup, this coat is Heartbreaker, and Heartbreaker is listed as a red dun. This coat being a red dun, it's a little bit more saturated and the leg barring is a little bit more faint. It's even listed on the wiki as faint, so I'm happy I used that word. Heartbreaker has a white snip, the pale hooves. And now for the last few horses that I have. These horses I didn't really fit in a section. These ones I kind of just put in the random markings because they had regular coat but with interesting markings. So that's kind of the reason why I waited until the end, because I didn't really have like a place to put them. They're here in the video. Let's start with Bandit. Bandit here is a chestnut, but what's interesting about Bandit is Bandit has something called a badger face. Like the wiki states, badger face markings are also called reverse blazes, where a streak of the horse's base coat interrupts the white area of a blaze, leaving a wraparound white marking around the face. You can also see that around the face marking, Bandit does have some pink around the eye and on the nose with the wraparound on the face. The thing I love most about this coat is it just looks like a regular chestnut with some white socks, and then bam, badger face. I love it. This coat is listed as a splashed white bay, and like Avalanche, the pure white horse we saw before, this horse has pink around the belly and under the arms. Did I just bump into you? I'm so sorry, Bandit. And this horse is splashed white, which means most of the coat is taken up by white markings. But if you go above the horse, you can see the dabble of the bay on the back that stretches into the neck and the shoulders as well. And this coat also has a black and white mane and a black tail. The next coat in line is Carnelian. This coat is listed as a bay, but it has a white bald face. It also has a mixture of the dark points on the legs and a little bit into the back as well. And this coat has Eurochromia. It's brown, and on this side it's blue. Birdie is our second to last coat of this video, and I find the name kind of cute because this coat is listed as a dark bay bird catcher. You can see that Birdie's coat is a dark bay, but if you guys have not seen bird catcher spots, they're kind of like little spots that dot around the horses. They stand out a lot, especially on darker horses. So this coat makes them really noticeable. And then we have the white irregular blaze, the pink muzzle, and the white facial markings. Second to last in line is Mystic, and I just realized something on the wiki which I'm gonna add now. So it says in the wiki that Mystic, Inferno, and Marzappa, who we've already looked over Marzappa, they were added as coat candidates very late into beta as a bundle of 3 splashed white coats with 3 different expressions. So Mystic is a minimal splashed, Inferno, who we'll be looking at next, is medium, and Marzappa over here is extensive. I didn't realize that until I looked at the wiki, but that's really interesting how they kind of go in order like that. Mystic is the second to last coat in this video, and Mystic is listed as a splashed white black. So this coat is a minimal splashed white on a black base. This coat has a white bald face with a pink muzzle and pink around the eyes, and then some pale hooves along with some minimal white markings on the legs as well. Da 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 da. last horse time. This coat is Inferno. Inferno is a medium splashed white horse on a chestnut base. Like I said earlier with the order, Inferno is listed as a medium splashed, and the actual coat color is called the splashed white chestnut. Inferno has the pink around the eyes, the pink muzzle, the pale hooves with the white again stretching up on the legs, but unlike Mystic, the white on the legs don't just stop at the top by the chest. They go all the way up and around to the neck and onto the sides a little bit. And Inferno has some pink under the arms as well, like we've seen with some of the other coats. And we are finally finished with the coats. So excited to be able to show you all some of the newer coats and also use the wiki to guide me. If you're interested in using the wiki yourself to see the available coats, check out the description for the link. You can explore the wiki to see more than just the coats as well. It may be a tough question because picking just one will be so very difficult, but which coat was your favorite in this video? Actually, we can bend the rules just a little bit and let you pick 2, or maybe 3, or 4, or all of them. I honestly would pick all of them, but that's just me. A quick shout out to my top donors from recent streams. You all have continued to support my channel, and I'm so very grateful for that type of support. I will be putting out more SWEM content soon, and I'm excited for you all to see more cool stuff. With all of that said and done, please stay safe and hydrated, and I will see you in the next video or stream.